Prophetess Chastity Daniel here with the Prophetess Thought of the Day. I made a video earlier. It was a short and it was called Weird. And God told me, He said, I want you to go back and elaborate more on weird. And so I'm going to give you an example of weird behavior. I won't go all back over the short. You can watch it for your own edification. So this is weird part 2. So, as I said though, we are called as Christians, as sons and daughters of God, to be peculiar people. Peculiar is not weird. When God says we are peculiar people, it means we stand out. It means that we don't do things the way the world, the way unsaved people do them. So it makes us stand out. We do things totally opposite. Everything about us, in our character, integrity, the way we handle situations, everything. We are to let our light shine everywhere we go. That's what makes us peculiar people. It wins souls. It shows the character of Christ. That's what God is speaking of. Weird is not peculiar, and we are not called to be weird. So, prophetess, what's an example of being weird? I'll give you an example of being weird. When you make it your priority to follow someone that you don't like, you say you don't like him or her, but you follow them everywhere they go. You're all on social media snooping around, finding out every single thing they do, every video, every written work. You follow them around physically in your vehicle. You know where they're going to be, and you go there and you sit and you watch. You stalk. We call it stalking spirits, monitoring spirits, everything they do. But you don't like them. That's weird. And by the way, weird is demonic. Weird is the opposite of what God is speaking of. Weird is demonic. Hiding, sneaking, peeping, snooping. That's all demonic. Because children of God are light. We're bold and in your face. We're like, here I am. What's up? That is the nature of a child of God. And if you are a child of God and you're doing the behavior, a leader of God, doing those behaviors, you need deliverance. Deliverance is needed, as I said in the first video. So that's one example of weirdness. I was speaking with a young man, a manager of a hotel, recently, speaking about conferences that are I wanted to have, upcoming conferences. And he was telling me about a lady, a pastor, who had regularly rented one of his rooms to hold church services, and how she owed him money, and how she had, he said, skipped out on the bill. And he said he just tried to give it the benefit of the doubt, and he knew she would be returning. And he said she returned and had whatever else she had, and never mentioned the money that she owed him. Never mentioned. And so that's a whole nother story. Weird. That's demonic. Weird. When you do things to people and you act like nothing has happened and just show up. You owe people money. You steal from them. Or you promise them money and just act like nothing's happened. But you say you are a pastor or a child of God. That's weird. That's demonic. Another example, God says, of weirdness, not tipping. You go to a restaurant, and I hear this so much. And I used to be a server many years ago. Every Sunday you have groups of church people. Came straight from service. Some come straight from pastoring, teaching, etc. Weird. Run the waitresses or waiters' feet off and don't want to tip. And you want me to add some extra weirdness in there, but you ran them your whole ministry resume. Where you been all out in the country and ministry and missionary work, and how large your ministry is, and what school you went to, and I'm Bishop such and such, and but you didn't even tip them for their service, hard work, because of you. Weird. Another example of weird, again, I've had people, you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to show up over here, and whatever it may be, and just don't do it. And then don't answer the phone all of a sudden. People that normally always are want to talk on the phone, want to text, but all of a sudden they disappear when it's time or close to time for the promise to be, kept. Weird. And God says, I probably could go on and on and on, but I didn't want to leave anyone in the dark. And I hear God say, yes, I'm coming for you. It's time to repent. It's time to be the light, be the salt, be peculiar people representing Jesus, not weird and demonic. Weird, part 2.